Obviously, this is interesting to ask the two players about it. You're playing a team that's knocked you out twice, in this building. How much motivation is that besides it just being a playoff series anyway?
Yeah, it's us and Cornell have had a pretty good rivalry the last few years. We always seem to meet up in big occasions. Again, nothing different this year, I guess. Just something that we're going to have to kind of get past. I don't think it's really anything that we're focusing on. How we've done against them in the past. It's just how we've done against them this year and what we're going to do this weekend.
Does it seem weird to be playing them this early in the tournament too? Like I asked them that also, because usually this is a team you run into, in a semifinal or a championship game, not in the first.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely a tough first round matchup. I think anyone that you would have faced in the first round this year, with the way the league went this year, was going to be a tough matchup. But obviously, someone that's had as much success as Cornell's had over the past few years, for them to be in the position that they're in this year, they're it's a tough first round matchup. Again, they still have a lot of experience on that team, so they know how to play in these big games.
And even if they're a little down from what they were a year ago, how much does it help you guys to play a team like this going into if you're fortunate enough to go to the next weekend, having played a team like this, how can that help you guys?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's good if you can get past Cornell this weekend. You know that it's going to be a tough matchup. You know that they're going to be tough games. Come playoff time, you don't really want to breeze through things too much. Obviously, you want to win those games, but the tougher the games, the more you have to battle, the more experience you gain kind of as you go on in the tournament, and that's what you're going to need.
And obviously, not to assume bad things out of one school, but if RPI doesn't win this weekend, you guys are probably on the road next weekend. Are there any benefits, though, to maybe not being home for this kind of thing? You've had it here a couple of years, but is there maybe a little less pressure or something if it's in another building and you're not maybe going in as a favorite, so to speak?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. We've always had a pretty good road record. We've done well on the road. It kind of takes some distractions away from it when you're on the road a little bit too, when you're at home. There's certain things with family members and school and all that kind of stuff that can be somewhat of a distraction, I guess. When you're on the road, you're thinking nothing about hockey and preparing for those games, so it could help. And obviously we've had a little bit of success if the tournament is in Quinnipiac.
And for the seniors too, I was kind of, they've done it, other than Minnesota seniors, they've done everything you can do in college hockey, except for winning this tournament. How big a deal do you think it is for them to try to add this to their resume too before they get down here?
Yeah, I think they're excited for it. Obviously, like you said, we've been fortunate enough the last couple seasons to win the regular season championship, but haven't been able to get the tournament title there. I think they know, though, that we have to make sure that we get past Cornell first. They're taking one step at a time. We got to get through these guys first to even give ourselves a chance at that. So I don't think they're looking too far ahead, but I'm sure if we get that opportunity, they're going to be pretty excited to try and bring that trophy home.
I guess I should start with the obvious question. You're playing a team that's beaten you twice. How much motivation is that, even though it's a different year? Is that something you guys would like to kind of rectify?
Yeah, I think going into playoffs, it's a whole different story, and of course, they've had our number the last couple of years in the ECAC tournament, so I think it's definitely worth a little payback in the first round of playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Is it weird, by the way, to play them this early in the playoffs? Yeah. This is a team you're used to seeing in the second and third rounds.
Yeah, everything's a little shaken up this year within the playoffs, so everyone's in a little bit of a different position, so all the matchups are a little different this year, and I think it's going to be really interesting to play such a good team, I guess, in the first round here.
As a senior class, you guys obviously have achieved a lot of things that most people don't. How big a deal is it, though, to win an ECAC tournament championship? That's one thing that's still kind of waiting to be won by Clarkson. Is it something you'd like to get done before you leave here?
For sure. Yeah. That's definitely, we've been talking about it. It's one thing we haven't done yet here, so it's definitely something that we plan to do.
What do you think you guys will need to do well to kind of get that achieved this next couple of weeks, too? What are some areas where you feel good going in and things you still maybe are working on?
I think most of the areas that we're thinking about keeping going is having all four lines rolling. I think we're all playing really well right now, so I think if we keep using the depth in our team, we'll be good, and it'll help us stay fresh and not tire as easily.
And obviously, not to look ahead too far, but obviously you guys are in a good position too, where if you were to win this tournament, you might get a chance to play here again in the NCAAs too. How big a deal would that be to find a way to get one extra home game in this year?
Yeah, definitely. That's the goal. We kind of want to win everything from now on. So no more losses, hopefully, in the near future, and then hosting home would be awesome. So less travel.
I started with Olivia with the same question. Obviously, you're playing a team that's a playoff series, but it's also a team that's beaten you guys the last 2 years in the playoffs. Does it make it extra motivation to win this series, just to kind of rectify that a little bit?
Yeah, I think so for sure. You know, we've had, every time we play Cornell, it's a good matchup, and you know, it's no different this time. I think it's going to be, everyone's really excited, and it doesn't matter who we're playing. You know, we're going to come out the same flying, and yeah, it's going to be a good series.
What was your first reaction when you saw you were going to be playing Cornell? Like, do you remember kind of what your initial thought was when you realized that was who was going to come up here?
I think it was just calm, and you know, you know, whoever's going to come in here, I know our team's going to stick to the same game that we always play, and so it doesn't matter who our opponent is. I think we're all confident in each other, and we're going really well right now. So I think if it was Cornell, if it was Harvard, if it was anyone, I think we'd have the same mindset for whoever was coming in here.
As far as senior classes go, you guys, other than Minnesota, you know, you guys have won everything you can win in college, except for obviously this tournament. How big a deal is this tournament to try to win before you leave Clarkson?
Yeah, I was talking to the other seniors, and I was saying like, this is such a good opportunity for us, and it would be really exciting to get the ECAC tournament title, because it's something we have yet to do. So I think that's definitely one of our goals, and it'll be a good start this weekend.
And not to jump ahead because it's next week, but you know, odds are it probably would be at Quinnipiac if that is the case. What would be better maybe about not being here for that? You've been here the last 2 years. Is there maybe a little less pressure though if you're not playing in front of all your fans, or just assuming you're going to win because you're at home kind of thing, or you know?
Yeah, I mean, we wish we could have had home ice for that next the tournament there, but I think going down to Quebec, it's a long road trip, but you know, they have nice facilities there. It's always fun playing in that rink. It's always a good atmosphere. So, you know, I think it'll be good.
Obviously, the last time we were at a tournament there, it worked out pretty well. So.
Yeah, exciting rink.
As far as on the ice goes, what do you guys need to do well these next couple of weeks to achieve that goal of winning the ECACs? You know, what are some things you feel like you'll need to do well?
Yeah, I think we're rolling really well, and I think we're all feeding off of each other. We're passing really well, and I think the big thing going down the stretch is going to be solidifying our special teams, so our PP and our PK. Definitely, that's important down the stretch, and then also I think our defensive play is going to be extremely important. From the forwards, all of the D to the goal. You know, playing defense first, and then getting on the attack from there. Definitely is what we need to focus on.